Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brendan Lee with Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, founded by Peter Ralston, coming to you from the center in Texas. If you want to help support the cause, support the channel, please like and subscribe. And also share a link or 50. That'd be great. This video is semi-sponsored by my student, Ethan, and his family from Diamond Ridge Peonies in Homer, Alaska. Thank you for sending the flowers. They're beautiful, and I really appreciate it. In this video, I want to talk to you about bottom line contemplation. Bottom line contemplation is essentially it's a specific kind of contemplative practice that we use at Cheng Shin to investigate the person that we are. Okay, so now if you want to get clearer on contemplation, I suggest you, if you don't know about contemplation, I want you to watch any other videos I have on the subject. You can check, just scroll back my channel and or stay tuned. I'm sure that I will put out more videos on the subject at some point. But the thing to know with contemplation is it's not meditation. Okay, contemplation is like a directed questioning and effort to discover what's true in any matter. Okay, you could contemplate money, you could contemplate skill, you could contemplate boxing, you could contemplate the absolute nature of reality. It doesn't matter, but it's the inquiry, so to speak, the looking into things. Okay, so in this case, we're looking at something we're calling a bottom line. All right. Now, one of the first things to consider and always remember when doing this work is it is never about, you see, it's like it's never about the words that I'm using. It's not about the intellectualizing of the words or philosophizing or using philosophy. It is trying to grasp something. You see, I'm going to use words to direct the attention toward an experience of some kind, not toward an intellectual idea. Now, of course, it will start with an intellectual idea, but it's up to you to dig into the matter and make it real for yourself by discovering, like, what am I talking about? So as you listen, I want to invite you to a type of like contemplative listening where you're listening and questioning what I'm saying, not just listening to believe me or listening for like a new set of ideas. Okay? So now right off the bat, I'm talking about something called bottom lines. Contemplation, we already have an idea, I hope, but then there's bottom lines. Now we could call bottom lines other things. We could use other language, but we're using bottom lines because it's representative of the, what it is basically is the core aspect of you as a human being. Okay? So now, as we, for the most part, as far as I can tell, people listening, watching the channel here, they have an interest in personal growth usually. They want to change something about themselves. And maybe they've tried a bunch of stuff and it doesn't work. I'm guessing. So then they're like, well, how do I change? Well, in terms of bottom line contemplation, wondering how I'm going to change is different than actually wondering what's going on. So even though bottom line contemplation is a key component toward making some sort of change, or at least becoming conscious of what I'm really doing, it is useful not to focus on, oh, I want to make a change, but instead to focus on what's going on with me. And that's where we start with bottom lines. Always with me, or you in this case. Okay? So now, what is a bottom line? What are we talking about here? Well, basically, I want to open you up, at least intellectually, so here we go, to an idea, again, intellect, and I want you to take it out of intellect as quickly as you can, but we've got to start somewhere. There's an aspect of mind, or domain of mind, that we call uncognized mind, or unrecognized mind. Now, people come in, and often from a psychological background, it sounds like we're talking about unconscious mind, and they'll say, well, is it unconscious mind? And I'm like, no. Maybe, but no. And here's why. Because the unconscious mind comes from the psychological paradigm. Oh, you have a mind and then you have an unconscious mind, like existing in the background or something. Now, the unrecognized mind, as if exists in the background, but not really, in the sense that it's like, it's a little bit hard for me to explain. For example, right, you might say, so here we go. Jesus Christ, this is getting difficult. When you're working on yourself, say we start with a behavior, and usually in this case, I'm just going to walk you through it, and I want you to follow me. And then while you're walking through this with me, you should be able to start to get a sense of what I mean when I say uncognized mind, okay? So just follow along, start to dig into it, and then we'll work on it right now. We start with a behavior that you don't like. Say you have a girlfriend or boyfriend or intimate partner, whatever. And you're with this intimate partner, and then for some reason, you're with them, you experience fear, and you want to run away. Okay? So we start with the behavior. I've got fear, and I want to run away. Now, psychology might say something like, well, you've got fear, and you have issues with abandonment, and they will come up with an explanation for why that's the case. You see? And they will explain the whole, perhaps complex. I don't exactly know how to explain a fear of abandonment and then a panic and then wanting to run away and then afraid that if I love the person that they'll find out I'm not worthy and they'll leave me, right? And so I'm worried about that. A bottom line is the aspect of mind that allows the psychology to arise the way that it does in the first place. So what is it that allows even the psychology to arise in the first place? What's prior to the psychology? You see, because we do notice that different people have different psychological stuff, right? And then psychology will say, well, that's your unconscious mind. But why is the unconscious mind even showing up in the way that it does? You see? And then we might go, well, wait a minute, what? What do you mean? Yeah, because if you think about it, the unconscious mind is formed in a very particular way for particular people. But what allows for the arising of that particular form? And we might get stumped at this point and be like, well, wait a minute, there's nothing. I don't have a framework for that. Right, exactly. This is in the direction of the unrecognized mind, which doesn't exist anywhere other than right here, right now, in your experience. And it's what dominates and allows you to perceive and see things the way that you do, particular to you. And it's what allows for the foundation, it's what allows for, as if your unconscious mind even. It's what allows for all of that to arise in the way that it does. You see, and then we're like, well, wait a minute, and we might get stumped at this point. Good, this is a good place to be, and this is the direction in which I am inviting you. It's right in the core of you, right where you are, as a unique snowflake individual that you are, with all your problems and all that stuff. Quick aside, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was mentioning to this person, like, yeah, well, hey, I hang out with you all these times, and sometimes I've got a problem with you. And they look at me and they laugh, and they're like, when have you ever hung out with somebody and not had a problem? And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Even my best friends. I've got problems with everybody. So it looks like everybody's got problems with everybody. So if you're looking for that perfect relationship, I don't think it exists. Okay, anyway, back to business. So you got this uncognized mind aspect. So now bottom lines are as if they're not... We're going to think about bottom lines like things, but they are not things. They are what allow for you to perceive the things that you see the way that you see them and relate to things the way that you do. And yourself. It's all about how yourself is created. And yourself, in this case, as the individual that you are, with characteristics. You see, like, I have a girlfriend. I don't want them to see me completely because they might not like me, because at my core, I don't feel somehow worthy of love. Say. Just say. Huh? So now, so you got this. This is sort of the domain. It's like bottom line business. So now, what does it look like to do a bottom line contemplation? All right, so now I've gotten you some at least intellectual standing, maybe some basic grasping understanding of a bottom line contemplation or this domain of unrecognized mind. So let's do a contemplation. What would a bottom line contemplation look like? Usually we start with an unwanted behavior. And the places where unwanted behavior shows up, like most frequently, right off the bat, you could do your parents, intimate relationships, work, or recreation. You could choose one of those 4 categories, right? So say you choose your intimate relationship and you notice, again, like you have fear of them. You're afraid to open up, and when they get close to you, it's like, uh-oh, and you want to run away, right? So that's where we start, with something we can recognize. A problem, a behavior problem, something I don't like about myself. You can also bottom line stuff that you like about yourself. It's just we don't necessarily want to do that usually, okay? And there's plenty that we don't like, so we'll start there. All right, so I'm afraid of my intimate partner. Uh-oh. But so then I get experientially the fear. Uh-oh. I don't want you close to my heart. This is dangerous. So now why is it dangerous? What's underneath the fear? See? The danger. Uh-oh. I feel threatened. Huh. And then that is what's true. You see, I'm looking for what's true. I feel threatened. Okay. Now what way am I such that I would feel threatened by this other person? You see, usually it's like we might say, well, I feel threatened. Well, oh, it's their fault I feel threatened. Well, wait a minute, that's assigning blame to somebody else. It's like making my feeling of threatened their problem. Wait a minute, that doesn't work because that's them, not me. My perception is already dominated by the threatened aspect. I will see them as threatening. Why? Because I've got something going on that has them show up that way. So what's up with me? Why am I threatened? When I think about it, you presence the experience of this like threatened aspect. Oh, or whatever. You know, I'm just using this for the sake of the video. And I get that if I go deeper than threatened, I could have right, I remember when I was young, I have like some deep memory of being like a happy baby, and then I had a sister, and then my mom was protective of her, say. Okay. But do you see what happened there? That is like a psychological explanation or story about the threatened. Okay, but it doesn't change the threatened part. It just has an explanation for it. Oh, right, I have it in the memory and they're linked. Okay, good, but I'm still threatened. So then what's this like threat about? What's as if underneath the threat? Right in the experience of, this is dangerous. What's underneath that experience for me? What's like right in there? And as I continue to work and contemplate the matter, something else starts to arise, and it comes up like, I am at my core not worthy of love or something like that. Oh. So then I sit with that. I go right in the heart of that. Okay, not worthy of this love. And I show up a little bit like weak or something. See, so this is more, now we're getting down to the root bottom of the thing, what we call the bottom line. And it's like a core aspect of myself, of me. You know you're getting to a bottom line when you know that you're getting right to you, not an explanation, not a reaction, but you. And it's about you showing up a particular way. You see, and you can see that getting scared and wanting to run away is very different than feeling and recognizing that I am somehow unlovable, right? You're in a totally different domain. So now the thing to do with that, once you can grasp a bottom line, is to, well, let it go if you can. Just drop it. If you cannot drop it, then I suggest you move into it and continue to contemplate it and contemplate, like, so what must be true such that that is the case, that I am, say, unlovable? What must be true? And I can sit and I can consider the matter. What way am I such that I am unlovable? Like, what could I be assuming is true that would even be the case in the first place? And that opens up a whole domain of questioning that we call bottom line contemplation. And again, don't get stuck on the word bottom line. We could change it to like source assumption or core assumption, stuff like that. We could make distinctions in there. But the purpose and the direction of the contemplation is for you to dig into things for yourself, and it's about you, about your person. Right? Okay, so do you get, at least, I hope you have some basic idea of how to go about doing this for yourself. So what do you do? Again, sort of to recap, you pick an unwanted behavior. You presence that in your experience. And or you can use a memory of a time, like say, I don't know, you might be driving in traffic to work and people cut you off and you get mad. You see, boom, you can start there. Okay, I get mad in traffic. And okay, why do I get mad in traffic? What's underneath that? What's underneath the anger? And just a quickie FYI, that you verify this for yourself, always underneath anger is pain and hurt. There is no anger without pain and hurt. And anger is usually just, it's a level on top of pain. So you go anger, you can go to pain, and then why are you in pain about getting cut off in traffic? What's the deal? As if in that experience, what's underneath that or sourcing or motivating the pain to arise in the first place? What's true about you such that the pain can even come up? What's going on with you such that that even arises? And then you'll be working again on a bottom line contemplation and working to uncover or make your unrecognized mind recognized. So you become aware of it. Yeah? So the unrecognized part is unrecognized, kind of like, I use this example. If you're looking out at the forest and you see just trees and you're just looking and it's just everything's normal, but then eventually you keep looking and then you notice, oh my God, there's somebody in camouflage right there. Oh, they've been there the whole time. I just didn't recognize them. You see, because sometimes people make the mistake of trying to go for their unrecognized mind or their bottom lines or source assumptions or core self aspects, right? And they think they need to go somewhere else, like to the deep, dark basement of their mind. Or so. It's right here in your experience right now. The unrecognized mind, or what I'm talking about, is what crafts your experience to show up the way that it does. It's what allows for yourself to show up the way that you do. Your individual stuff. It's what allows for your reactions and even your perception of others such that you would have those reactions. It dominates those. This is the domain of this unrecognized mind business. And so when you're working on your bottom line contemplation, remember, it's right in the heart of you. Right at the very core of you as an individual. That's where you're going to look. So you start with that unwanted behavior and then just work your way down until you get to the core. Okay? So then once you grasp that, you will likely then have at least the possibility to be able to really change. And I don't mean change like put a Band-Aid on something or pretend like something is some way that it's not. This is pretense or lying or suppression. No, I mean actually literally change the person that you are. At least in some small way, but in a real way. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the bottom line The unrecognized mind, these core aspects of yourself, are not something that you are. They are something that you're doing, and you simply stop doing it. It just so happens that it's ridiculously hard to stop doing something that you don't know that you're doing. So first you have to get what it is, then you can let it go. Or you can let it go right away. But I do suspect that if you somehow become conscious suddenly and you can just drop it, you will have recognized in that instant that it's something you're doing and you stop doing it somehow. And you may not need your intellectual mind or your willful aspects of mind to be able to do that, because it could happen with you as if you're non-rational mind. But it's another possibility. I'm open. It just doesn't seem to happen that way. Okay, so remember, dig into yourself. Consider what's true about you as an individual, as a person. What's the real truth? What allows for your psychology to arise in the first place? What allows for yourself to arise the way that you do? And you will be working toward bottom line contemplation. Okay, that's what I got you for now. That's what I got you for now. I got you for now. Okay, I guess I got you for now. I don't know what that means. If you want to get serious, please check the links in the description. Like and subscribe to the channel. Share this work with other people if you think it's valuable. Come visit me for a workshop. Check out Peter Ralston. Get some peonies from diamondridgepeonies.com. They're my friends up in Homer, Alaska. Beautiful, beautiful place. Okay, this is Brendan Lee with Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, coming to you from the center in Texas. It's founded by Peter Ralston. Till next time, catch you later. Bye.